She works 2 jobs, 7 days a week. She sees her boyfriend once a week because they're both working so hard they keep missing each other. She came to Deal or No Deal with one goal: win $100,000 so she can finally quit one of those jobs. She got close. She got so close. And then the banker started playing mind games. This is Marissa Ortiz, and this is the story of a woman who fought for her freedom. Marissa Ortiz is from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. By day, she works as a recruiter for a pharmaceutical company, placing pharmacists in hospitals and clinics across the state. By night, she's behind the bar, mixing drinks and serving customers until close. 2 jobs, no hobbies, no free time. When Howie asks her what she does for fun, she laughs and says, "Working. That's it. That's the hobby. Working." Her boyfriend Todd is in the audience tonight. They live together, but between his school schedule and her 2 jobs, they only see each other about once a week. Her best friend is here. Everyone in her corner knows how hard this woman works, and they all want the same thing for her. When Howie asks her what it would take to quit the bartending job, Marissa doesn't hesitate. $100,000. She picks case number 6 and the game begins. First round, 6 cases to open, and the very first big hit comes fast. Case 22 opens and the $1 million is gone. The biggest prize on the entire board, eliminated in the first round. That's a gut punch. But Marissa barely flinches. She wasn't here for the $1 million anyway. She was here for $100,000. The problem is, she also loses $75,000 and $100,000 in the same round. 3 big numbers, all gone before the first offer even comes in. The banker calls, $27,000. And the banker adds a little twist. Marissa told Howie on camera that she'd quit her bartending job for $100,000. The banker heard that and basically said, "She already told us she's a quitter, so why not quit now for 27? It's a low blow, but it's the banker's job to get inside her head. Marissa doesn't bite. $27,000 is a lot of money, but she didn't come here for that. No deal. 5 more cases. And Marissa navigates this round like someone who's been planning this moment for a long time. She picks carefully, knocks out some smaller numbers, and keeps the board relatively healthy. The big amounts are still alive. The $750,000, the $500,000, the $400,000, all still sitting there waiting. The offer doubles $54,000. That's more than a year of bartending tips in a single check. Her friend from home gets emotional and says it's more money than she's made in 30 years of working. But Marissa looks at that number and does the math in her head. $54,000. Her target is $100,000. She's only halfway there. Halfway doesn't quit the job. Halfway doesn't give her time with Todd. Halfway doesn't change anything. No deal. 4 more cases. She loses $300,000, which stings, but she dodges everything else. 4 huge amounts are still in play, including $700,000. The board is still dangerous enough to keep the banker worried. The offer climbs to $66,000, 2/3 of the way to quitting, as Howie puts it. Her best friend from home looks her in the eyes and says, "It's a lot of money, but it's not enough." And she's right. $66,000 doesn't clear the bills. $66,000 doesn't let her walk into that bar and hand in her notice. She needs the full 100, and she's not stopping until she gets there. No deal. And this is where it gets painful. 3 cases to open. Marissa loses $500,000, both gone. The offer, $81,000. $81,000. Let that number sit for a second. Her target was $100,000. She's $19,000 short. $19,000. That's it. That's all that stands between Marissa and the life she's been dreaming about. She can almost see it walking into the bar one last time, telling them she's done, going home at a normal hour, actually spending an evening with Todd like normal people do. Her friend Carol speaks up. Todd is still in school, the bills aren't going away, $81,000 isn't quite enough to quit the job and carry everything on her own. It's not the number. Not yet, not quite. And Marissa agrees. She looks at that $81,000, the closest she's been to her dream all night, and says, no deal, $19,000 away from freedom. And she turned it down, because close isn't good enough. She wants the real thing. But the board has other plans. She opens one more case, and the offer starts sliding in the wrong direction. $48,000. From $81,000 down to $48,000. She lost $33,000 of guaranteed money in a single case. That's the cruelty of this game. One bad case and weeks of bartending shifts just evaporate. Her mum says, go one more. And Marissa, who's been fighting all night, goes one more. She dodges a bullet, keeps the 200,000 and 400,000 alive on the board. The offer climbs back to 70,000, getting closer again. Still not 100, still not enough to quit. But the momentum is swinging back in her direction. And then Marissa does something that tells you everything about who she is as a person. She says she hasn't made the banker sweat yet. She wants to make the banker sweat. After all those late nights behind the bar, after all those double shifts, after all those weeks of barely seeing the man she loves, she's not just playing for money anymore. This is about proving something. Proving that a woman who works 2 jobs and has no time for hobbies can walk into the biggest game show in America and make the banker nervous. No deal. One more case. She opens it and it's not one of the top amounts, but the board is thinning out. The banker calls $63,000. The offer went down from $70,000. The banker is squeezing her, pressing her, trying to push her past her breaking point. And this is the moment. Her mum looks at her and says, take the deal. Her whole section is telling her it's time. Todd is there, probably thinking about the bills and the school and all those nights they don't get to spend together. 63,000 isn't 100,000. It's not enough to quit, but it's real money. It's more than she'd make working both jobs for an entire year. And she earned it in less than an hour. Deal, $63,000. You could see it in her face, a mix of relief and just a tiny bit of disappointment. She didn't hit her number. She didn't get the 100,000. She's not quitting the bartending job tonight, but she fought like hell to get here, turned down offer after offer, stared down the banker, and $63,000 is going to make a real, tangible difference in her life. It's rent covered for months. It's breathing room. It's one step closer to the life she wants, even if it's not the whole journey. And then came the reveal that proved she made the right call. Had she said no deal, her very next case would have been case 19. And when that case opened, it was clear the money she was chasing wasn't there. The offers would have crashed, and she would have walked away with far, far less than $63,000. Howie told her straight, you made a great deal. You got out at the perfect time. Sometimes the game rewards patience, and sometimes it rewards knowing when to stop. Marissa knew $63,000. Not the 100,000 she dreamed about, but the absolute best decision she could have made in that moment. Sometimes the smart play isn't the dream play. Sometimes the smart play is knowing when the dream is close enough. So here's my question for you. Would you have taken the 81,000 when it was on the table? That was only 19,000 short of her goal. Or would you have done what Marissa did? Kept pushing, hoping the banker would finally cross that 100,000 line? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next one.